Hi guys, Darth Deuce here with a Diamond Select figure review, and today we're taking a look at the newly released Diamond Select John Wick figure from the first John Wick movie. I actually didn't know this figure was coming out like now, and I'm really happy it is because it is a alternative to people who want a John Wick figure who don't want to shell out money for higher end figures. Right now, as far as I know, the only John Wick figures that you can get are the Mafex ones, and then there is a Mezco one coming out at some point. But those figures are like around $100. So this one is much cheaper going. Well, in Canada, I spent $35 on it. Probably in the States, 25 to 30, and then maybe upwards to 40, depending on where you're at. But this is a much more affordable figure. It's pretty cool. It's actually molded by Gentle Giant Studios. At least that's what the packaging says. And this is a cool select, I know Diamond Select isn't everyone's line. I do have some of the Marvel Select figures. Unfortunately, don't have any of those on hand to do comparisons with for this figure. But this guy's definitely in the 7-inch realm of figures. He's actually pretty big. He might even be bigger than the 7-inch scale. I'm not sure. But the only drawback, really, to the other compared to the other versions of this character, Mafex or Mezco, is that he's definitely not going to scale with your 6-inch collection, which is unfortunate. But if you just want a standalone John Wick figure, this is pretty cool. So take a look at the head sculpt. It's pretty nice for the most part. I mean, it's nothing too insane. The likeness is alright. I wouldn't say it's absolutely phenomenal, but it's there. The eyes look alright, though I think they look maybe slightly on the big side. With the eyebrows painted on there, and you've got some multiple cuts and scars painted on his face, which is pretty cool. And you got his facial hair, which looks pretty nice. The hair itself sculpted really well. He's got this sort of swept back hairdo going on. It would have been nice to get an alternate head sculpt with the more messed up hair, but it's not a huge deal. This one does look pretty cool. And the rest of the figure's not a whole lot to say, honestly. He's in your standard sort of black business suit. He's got the tie here, which made of a semi malleable plastic, so you can move that around a little bit. Dress shirt looks pretty good. There's not too much going on there. It's about what you expect. There's the belt. He does have some ammo on the side of his belt there, which is pretty cool. The jacket's nicely sculpted. Like, as you see, it does move out of the way pretty easily. And the arms look pretty good. The joints are also nicely molded. They're not too obvious for being double hinges, which is pretty cool. Got his hands here. You got one trigger hand on the right hand, and on this hand it's just a supporting hand, and you have his ring. I think it's just painted on, but it's cool that that's there. And then the legs, you just got your standard dress pants, and then you got your glossy dress shoes on the bottom there for the shoes. So that's pretty cool. 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet as well. But there's really not much to talk about. You can kind of see all the details and paint whatever for yourself. There's not like that much paint. But what paint is there is pretty good. And the sculpt for what it is also pretty good. In terms of articulation, this is usually always a good thing to hit with Diamond Select. At least the old Diamond Select figures are known to be pretty not articulated, but Diamond Select has gotten way better with their figures and have articulated them a lot better. And with John Wick, I'm pretty sure a goal for them was to articulate this figure quite a bit. So that's pretty cool. So you do have a ball joint in the head, which you can look up just a bit, but it looks down decently and rotates, and you can pivot it. So that's pretty cool. Shoulders move up that far. They rotate all around. Biceps swivel. Double hinges at the elbows, which move really well. Rotation at both wrists, and both wrists have a hinge. This one goes up and down, which I like for the trigger hand, and this one goes up and down, in and out like so, which I like for the sporting hand, so that's really cool. You have a diaphragm joint, which will crunch forward pretty far, honestly, for what it is. It'll go back a little bit. You can't really pivot it, but you can rotate it. I don't think there's a waist swivel. No waist swivel in lieu of the diaphragm joint getting that movement. You have the select style hips, so if they swivel forward like so, back a bit, and then they have a hinge that goes out, and you can go almost all the way out, so that's pretty good. Swivel at the thigh, double hinges at the knees that move really well. And then you have rotations at the ankles, hinge that moves up a decent amount, down a decent amount, and pivots a lot. So you got some pretty serviceable articulation here. All the joints seem pretty high quality. The plastic itself on the figure is pretty high quality. Some of the joints might be a bit stiff when you first take them out of the packaging, but once you just move them a bit, they should give way and move pretty freely, pretty nicely, so shouldn't have an issue there. Now, in terms of not articulation, but rather accessories, John Wick actually comes with quite a bit of stuff, which is really cool. So I guess first off, he comes with an arsenal of weapons. You do get a handgun, which is pretty cool. It's just in black plastic. There is no real paint to this, but it looks nice. It's actually got drilled out holes on the end to maybe put some muzzle flash effects in or something. I tried it with the Mezco, a small muzzle flash effect, and it doesn't really work, but maybe there's other ones out there that would work for this. And he can hold that really securely in his hand, the trigger hand and all that, so that's really cool. And one thing that people might want to do is get that sort of pose he does when he aims down the sight really close with the pistol. And if you're going to have to finagle a bit, probably do a better job than I am right now, but you can. If you fool around with it, you can actually execute that pose at least decently well. The eyes are a little painted wonkily, a little wonky, so, but you can definitely get that pose where he's kind of aiming close up with it, so that's pretty cool. Straighten out the arms here. Take that out of his hand. For some reason, he comes with a holstered pistol. It's a weird accessory because, one, the pistol itself, compared to the other pistol he comes with, it's pretty small, like way too small. And also, there's nowheres on, as far as I can tell, there's nowheres on the figure for this to attach to. Like, there's no clip on here, and there's no clip on his belt or anything, as far as I can see. There's no way to attach this gun with the holster in it on the figure anywhere, so I don't really know why they included this, but you get it. He does come with his knife, little switchblade or whatever. It's pretty cool. I kind of wish the blade was painted silver, but still looks nice. Unfortunately, he basically can't hold it because he doesn't come with any extra hands. I wish he did come with some interchangeable hands to give him some tighter grip, and maybe have some just punching hands because he does do a decent amount of martial arts. Yeah, you can kind of rest it in his hands, and you can kind of get it to work, but it's so loose it'll fall out real easily. So that's a bit unfortunate. He does come with his shotgun here that he uses in the first movie. Again, you can just slot that in his hands there. You can wield that. You can get him with the two-handed pose pretty easily. I'm not going to do a crazy job at getting him in a crazy pose, but there's that. Comes with an assault rifle. Again, looks good. You can finagle the articulation, play around with it. It'll take some playing around with it, but you can get some pretty good poses. There he's got two-handed pose on that. And this does have a little, maybe the slightest of silver dry brushing on some of these weapons, mainly the rifles, so that's cool. It also comes with a larger sniper rifle. This one was a little warped out of the packaging. They're not made of the most bendiest plastic, but they're bendy enough where they might be a little warped out of the packaging. But again, there's this weapon. This one has the largest handle, so you might not want to leave this one in his hands for too long. It might stretch the hand a bit more than you want it to. Also has a really big stock, so this one's kind of a pain to actually get him posed with nicely. It might be hard to get him in an actual sniper pose with this one. The stock is so big, but you can hold it with one hand. You might have to fool around with it a bit to actually get him in a sniper pose with it, though, unfortunately. But it's cool at any rate, so you get a lot of weapons. Another really cool thing you get is you get the dog from the first movie. It's not articulated, it's just a static little figurine, but, they painted the paws, the dog's eyes and everything pretty much looks really good. There's a little black blemish there, it's not too bad. It's not bad at all. It's for a nice little dog accessory. You can put him there, or her there, I guess. And there's the dog scaled with John, which I think looks really cool. It's really awesome they include the dog. I think they're originally planning to not include that, but they did. Unfortunately, you don't get any pencil with this figure, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, he didn't use the pencil in the first movie, I don't think, and he wouldn't be able to hold it anyways without our other hands, so that's been unfortunate. The last accessory comes with that you can't actually use with John Wick, but you actually get a, I guess, 1-to-1 scale replica of the gold coins they use for currency in the various dealings that the mercenaries and assassins do in that world. It's pretty cool. It's just plastic, just painted in this gold, but it's pretty cool, honestly. Pretty cool little, I guess, replica to have. That's a cool thing to include. So there's that. Pretty cool. Would have been cool if it was metal, but I'm not really going to complain too much about that. Lastly, just quickly to give you a sense of scale, there's old John Wick, and then here's just a random Marvel Legend that's handy to me, the infamous Iron Man and the 6-inch scale. And I think even the infamous Iron Man is just slightly taller than other 6-inch figures just because he's in armor. And yeah, John's way bigger than the infamous Iron Man. This figure will not work for your 6-inch collection at all. So if you're looking for a 6-inch John Wick, this unfortunately isn't going to fit the bill for you. But if you just want a John Wick figure and you're not really too worried about him being in with other figures or what have you, this just is a great sort of standalone piece, standalone figure to have. And if you want a John Wick figure and you don't want to shell out the cash for the Mafex or the Mezco, which I definitely can't blame you for, I think this is definitely a great alternative. Sure, you'll be limited in what you can pose him with because of his scale, but if that doesn't bother you too much, then I would highly recommend picking this one up. It's a great figure from Diamond Select. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. There are some things that could be better, obviously, but I think for the price you're paying for this figure, which is like $30, 25 to 30 bucks, I think you're definitely getting your money's worth, man. This is a quick little pose. Like, you can definitely get decent poses. I'm not trying too hard, but they're just quickly, without doing a whole lot of fumbling around with the figure, get a cool little aiming pose there going on. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of this John Wick down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.